Well, thank you very much, Adebanke. Now, joining me to discuss Afrobeats and the happenings in the Nigerian entertainment industry, Cobhams Asuquo is joining me via Zoom, a Nigerian musician, producer, and songwriter, and Solomon Oyeniyi, also known as K Solo, Nigerian music producer, and we're discussing Afrobeats as a global phenomenon and also happenings in the world of entertainment. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Cobhams, thank you so much for joining us at this time.
Much. Hello, Nigeria, and long time K Solo, my brother.
How's up, bro?
So we are yet to get your own reaction to the happenings, especially the issues that surround the death of Mohbad, and of course Sam Larry has handed himself over to the police. So let's have your reactions quickly.
So it's a rather unfortunate situation. My heart goes out to Mohbad and his family. This whole experience has sort of acquainted me more with his music and just his personality. And so for me, it's even more regrettable because you're coming to find out, this much about someone, after their passing. Um, I think the most important thing for me that's left to be said right now, because Nigerians have said a lot as regards this, but the most important thing is this is another moment in time when we should we should see it to the very end. So what happens is after a while, it becomes less sensational a topic, and we just kind of other things happen. People have to live lives, and then we move on. And we've seen that happen with so many things. I'm hoping that we can follow this through sensibly, logically, as civilized people, and get to the bottom of it, with the same gusto and the same energy with which we started, so that it's not just for the likes and the and the ceremony of it, but actually seeing that justice is served.
All right.
I would like to go with my brother Kesolo here. What is the position of contract and royalties as it affects Afrobeat music now? Because people are signing with foreign record labels. What's happening in that space?
If for people who are actually signing to that the international labels, it's proper. Now you have your spreadsheet, the right way it should go, and all that. But I really don't want to touch more about that. I really want to talk about what's happening in our own space.
Okay.
Space now, because a lot of record label owners are businessmen.
Okay.
That a lot of them do not have an idea of what music business is.
They just
see
want
like where just put money and get money back. And they forget that there's a long time duration that is added to your artist and all that. So some
like how long? Like how long? What distance of time?
Some do not have the right A&R. When you have right A&R can tell you that this artist is going to take like 16 years to blow. A&R can tell you, I see this one, if you drop it in less than 1 year, boom, you get. So they don't have that right A&R is a problem. Once they deal with people who are maybe music producers who just want to make money. But when you attach it to labels like Melvin, they have this strong body. So it's the body that is actually missing that has actually led to a lot of problems within record label, artists, and management. So for contracts, another people I'm going to fault again is the legal system. I've seen a lawyer come out and say, I have asked a lawyer, you drafted this contract and you know that this is death warrant. And you know what she said? She said, we have to do what our client wants.
Okay, so why doesn't the artist have legal representation as well?
Now, the problem is this. 100% of the Nigerian artists, let's put it 100, 85%
don't have
lettered.
Okay.
They are not lettered. When you're not lettered, there's a problem. You understanding it. I've seen people that have said, okay, let me give it to the lawyer, and they're calling, bro, we are wasting too much time.
Desperation to blow, yes. You just go to the back and sign.
It plays a major role in their career, and at the end of the day, because that stomach problem tells in their lifestyle. So in the middle of it, until when they start seeing money, then they start going to reversal. Like, why would I sign this? Why did I do this? There's always a clause that ties you down. If you don't take time to read it, then let me put hand on this, which people do not want to always say. There's a clause that actually holds African Queen to Kenny's music till date, regardless of what it is. So there's always one clause that owes you down to it.
So if the song is getting circulation, the royalties goes to the record label?
It goes to the record label, then a pinch of it comes to you.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we should get Cobhams to react to this question by Ali Baba. Cobhams.
Yes.
Okay, so okay.
So Kesolo has spoken correctly. I think it's a combination of things. It's a combination of the business expectation, and aspirations for people who invest in music, and obviously, just how literate the artists are, and how, as you begin to feed and you begin to do better, how you then begin to pay attention. So yeah, that's that is true. But I think for me, it even extends to, a bigger, deeper conversation, which is actually designing the whole system, designing the whole framework, to suit us as a people. Because even as it stands, I think for me, a bigger conversation around royalties and music and all of that is what we're currently doing is we're currently serving, it's another form of, exploitation, another form of slavery, because in my mind, I'm also thinking about, economic advancement for us as a nation, as a people, and how, the Apple Musics of this world and the Spotifys and the Tidals and the YouTubes of this world, at the end of the day, their bottom line serves the developed countries from where they come, and how do we sort of route these things so that ultimately it comes back to our own economy. Ultimately, we're advancing and we're growing our economy. So it's not just the artists, and the business people and all of that. I think it's money. Everybody wants to get. Now, how does this feed us as a nation? How do we own the infrastructure to some degree?
Okay. Cobhams, just weigh in on this, and then we'll come back to Kesolo on it. What is the role with the new wave of Afrobeat and the growth? What is the role of lyrics, of the lyrics in our songs? I've listened to your songs. I see the impact and importance of some of the songs that you write and the lyrics that you write. You've written about humanity. You've written about having fun and having. But what is the role? Like Sam Sultan used to do the songs. What is the relevance of our lyrics, and what are we pushing with the international market and Afrobeat?
So I think music, like any other art form, is, a form of expression, is a sneak peek into the minds and the culture of the people. And, you think of South Africa and you think of the role, the music from that space played in terms of liberation, in terms of, the apartheid struggle and all that. I think it is no different in our case. I feel like, while it's important to, music is also a form of escape. And I think that, we are great at that. But, the content of our music should also reflect who we are as a people. It should continue to be, an instrument for social change, for social engineering, and that sort of thing, for constructive criticism. And I feel like in order for that to happen, again, it goes back to being intentional. I think we need to be intentional about it as a people. The Hollywood as we know it, there's a lot of intentionality behind financing Hollywood to support the American dream, to create a utopia of sorts. How true that is remains to be seen, by those who go to America. But the fact is, it's an impression, that they want us to have. And our music, especially now that the world is paying attention and Afrobeat is taking center stage, this is an opportunity for us to actually drive our interests, whether it be political, whether it be social. I mean, escapism is still important because we're human beings, and that's the best, one of the ways we escape, the stress of the day. But we've got to be intentional in how, we use our lyrics. I don't know that we're doing that as much at this time, even though a few artists are doing it, but I don't know we're doing it as much.
All right, Kesolo, he talked about social change and social engineering that drives our lyrics.
Yeah, I agree with him totally. But, I want to do a reverse when there used to be a time whereby there's some certain songs that do not fly at the time on the airwaves. It's big bound to this same, this situation of the country generally, because, if you ask ourselves, do we have bodies who actually control? We have NBC. The last time I heard from NBC was when they sent circulars to ban a song from being aired.
Okay.
And when these songs have been banned on air, now those songs are still thriving. You know, the DJs are making the songs thrive because a song that has FF and the DJ is still playing it in the day and is trying to censor it while playing, automatically it sends a signal to the street like, let me still go.
Let me go listen to the real song.
Yeah. But do we need bodies too, or do we have situations where we can
censor the songs?
Censor a song before it goes anywhere?
We are supposed to, but we do not have. Now, another body that probably would have played that role is the P-Man. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Where is P-Man? Where are they standing?
Artists respect those kind of bodies?
Yeah. Artists are supposed to respect them, but because the value has not been placed on them, that's why, you see, ask how many Nigerian artists, how many artists belong to the P-Man? It's until when it becomes an NIN to Nigerian artists before they know that P-Man plays a major in their career. For every American artist, you are registered to a body. You can affiliate to them. You have an ID. You have a passcode. You have a number that's attached to you that you are an artist that's in America. But in Nigeria, they don't respect that body because all these DSPs are taking over, whereby at the end of the day, you just record your song in your living room and you put it on Apple, Spotify and all that. Bam, you're making money. And that's it. Okay. So you see no value to P-Man.
Okay, so the other question I'll ask you before we round up, and then he will round up, is cost of production of a song and till you have the music video and then you do the media round. Is media round free? Is don't laugh. Where does the money go? Where is the spending? So if a young man is looking at joining the industry now and wants to blow, and he's telling his father, please fund it, what should he be looking at? And give me relative prices. Producer to songwriters to videos to...
Okay. For music production, the lowest I think you get for a professional is like ₦1 million.
For one song?
Yes, for a song. So, but when you're doing more than one songs and all that, you can actually beat down the cost of...
And you use the same producer for everything?
Studio section, that's if you're using like same...
Okay, so to produce, for the person to produce a song is different from studio session?
Yes. You know, then they can beat down the studio.
So that would be like 500 or 200?
Yes, then you're not looking at the audio engineer who's going to actually mix and master this tracks.
You see pay that one too?
Yes.
Like how much?
Then when you shift, I'm not going to say...
Somebody is watching now. Somebody is watching.
Yeah. At least I know in Nigeria, the few audio engineers that I know, like Fostazinos and the rest of them, they don't charge anything less than 500,000.
Okay, so 500,000, yes. 1 million.
Yes.
Songwriter, do you pay songwriters?
Yes, of course. No, most times it depends on the decisions. You do spreadsheets after the songs have been released that you get your percentage and not like this is what you get from...
Okay, so some people don't want to be paid off, yes, so they want to get...
Okay. Part of the production. You know, so that on the side too, the producers to do the spreadsheet too as well.
Okay.
And if you're into the spreadsheet with them as well, then the cost of production
will reduce.
Okay. Then video director, without any further resay, you can see TG Omori.
500K.
500,000?
Like how much?
Dollars.
Wait, no, like how much?
Are we talking about dollars?
$50,000.
Okay, so $50,000.
Yeah.
How long about? Okay.
Are you trying to...
Okay.
But as that one looks...
No, somebody has a child now that wants to...
As that actually looks big to you, the one that is the block-sucking demon in it is media.
Well, no, but just the OAP said they don't take money.
Who told you? Let them come tell me.
Okay.
When you see a TV station, for example,
playing a song like 4 or 5 times,
then you say some people say I belong to morning belt, afternoon belt, and evening belt.
So you have to settle everybody differently.
Yes.
Okay, so like that. Okay, so to push a song,
okay, I know a boy that actually pays Sound City like 10 million.
Yeah. Okay, so so media can cost about like 20.
They can mess you more than 20.
Okay, so after that, what else? So Spotify, do you pay to put on any of all those platforms?
Most of them are free.
Okay.
But when you want extra services like they to distributing you or putting you on the
exclusive
some billboards and all that, then you pay.
Like how much?
It depends.
Okay.
If it's actually a single and album.
Okay. So in all, like we've calculated now, to push one song can cost you about like 30 M.
Yes.
A lot of God.
So how does this affect our production? Because we realize that because of that kind of money, why do you think record labels will not give an artist a death sentence in form of a contract.
Because if he's going to do it like 4 or 5 songs and they have to push those
He
4
spend those kind of amounts.
The reason why you find that in Nigeria is because just one person is the one flaunting. In Yankee, Universal does not belong to one person.
Okay.
Some music does not belong. The investors who put money into it.
Okay.
So I'm investing in it is not just even on the music.
Okay.
The look,
So,
appearance, everything. Some other part of it is involved.
okay, so let's go to Cobhams Asuquo on this matter. Cobhams, now let's have your reactions. Oh my God.
So I think there are ways. I hear Kesolo, and that's the most practical way I think of going about producing. However, as an up and comer, it's advisable that you start with producers in your area to cut down costs, because media, like you rightly said, is going to cost you a fortune. It's going to set you
But
back.
Cobhams, in starting with producers in your area, it also boils down to the quality of the production.
You can get good quality production with producers who you don't necessarily have to fork over 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. Sometimes the money you pay, you're not paying so much for quality as you're paying for reputation. Sometimes there's so many things you pay for. And then reputation has its value, of course. But if you're an up and comer who's trying to manage your budget, you want to throw more of that budget into media. And if that's what you're trying to do, there's so many big, and then for an up and comer, what you want to do is you want to grow with. If you find out, K Solo has made a lot of hits. I've made a lot of hits. A number of producers, SARS, Jazzy. These people all started with people who they literally grew together. So it's maybe when it starts to come to things like video and things like media, then you really can't shirk. You really can't compromise. But on certain levels, get the music, get your talent, get that stuff, and then put as much as you can on your media rounds, because that's what's really going to cost a lot of money.
Media is always the problem.
Okay, but before you go and still talking about these costs, I need you to weigh in on this. Collabos are very great ways to push musicians. We've seen Lionel Richie and Kenny Rogers and a lot of people do collabos, and it grows. What do you think is happening? Because I hear these days for collabos, some big musicians will charge the lesser musician. So what do you think?
Actually do. Let Cobhams answer.
Cobhams, what do you think?
Do
you need to pay? Do you need to pay for collabos? Shouldn't you just say, okay, as a colleague, let's push this song?
It's relative. It's relative. Even abroad, I'm sure that there are a lot of big artists who the music industry is a business, and you're paying for a person's time, you're paying for a person's reach. You're paying for their media reach, you're paying for their reputation. There's so much that you're paying for. And then there are times when, just out of, this artist, maybe the song is great, or maybe there's potential for this artist to grow. So for instance, if a Cade comes to certain, big artists, you want to collaborate with him because you can see that, he's doing good Spotify numbers. So it's relative, I think. But more importantly, are you studying the metric of who you're collaborating with? And then also in Nigeria, there's the culture of if you're always collaborating. I mean, Benson has taken flack for collaborating. Sometimes he's always like can't do stuff on his own and this and that. So I think it's relative. I think whether or not you're collaborating, let it be a business decision that moves the needle, market-wise, and of course music-wise as well. So this is also why you have A&Rs, and all of these people to help advise. So it's really it's on a need basis, I think, more than anything else.
All right. Before we get to Kesolo, Cobhams Asuquo, thank you so much for coming and talking to us and giving us your own reaction. I'm aware that you have some other engagements at this time, but thank you very much for talking to us.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
All right, Kesolo.
Collabos.
Yeah, like you said, it's the idea behind it is so different. Like I said earlier, I said a lot of Nigerian artists are not lettered. Once you're lettered, it helps your orientation, your ideas to understand that for every collaboration, you also look at the business part of it and the futuristic, benefit.
Okay.
But they don't see it. Nigerians are like,
quick.
So it's also eating in the industry as well. So we can't drive this fact away.
And quickly, just round up quickly. Lifestyle and fashion. in Afrobeat? Should our people be pushing more of our traditional outfits and clothing to help the Nigerian fashion industry?
I think we should. I think we should because, you know, we're actually losing out on that too as well.
All right. Thank you very much for talking to us, Kisolo.
Thank you. Please, next time when you're bringing me, don't bring me to a show that we'll probably be spending 20 minutes or 30 minutes.
Because there's a lot to discuss.
We'll bring you back. Don't worry. This time around,
the Nigerian music industry is a new oil. So we need to talk about it.
And it's also an ongoing discussion. Thank you very much for talking to us, Kisolo.
You're welcome.
And that's it.